Listen, folks, I've been gardening for 60 years, and let me tell you a secret. Every morning, I take a 5-minute walk through my garden. I don't bring a pesticide sprayer. I just bring my notebook and a magnifying glass. The soil never lies, and the garden tells its own story. Suddenly, my young neighbor Kenji runs over. He is panicked. Daichi-san, aphids. They are attacking my cabbages. I need the strongest chemical spray right now. Hold on. This is mistake number 1 for beginners. When you see a bug, your first instinct is to nuke the whole garden. If you spray chemicals blindly, you don't just kill the bad guys. You destroy your entire garden's natural defense system. It's a massive disaster. Here's the thing. The Japanese approach is called Satoyama. We don't fight nature. We work with it. We observe first and act second. When I see a few aphids on a leaf, I don't panic. I ask myself, is the plant actually dying? Or is this just a minor snack? 80% of pest problems solve themselves if you have a healthy ecosystem. Your garden is not a sterile hospital. It is a living jungle. Kenji looks confused. But Daichi-san, if I don't spray them, won't they eat all my cabbages? That is exactly what the pesticide companies want you to believe. In true IPM, integrated pest management, we use the do-nothing approach first. It sounds crazy, but it works like magic if you have patience. Because when you leave a few aphids alone, you send out an invisible distress signal. And guess who answers the call? Your garden's natural SWAT team. Kenji's eyes go wide. You mean the ladybugs? Exactly. One single ladybug can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. 5,000. But if you spray chemical pesticides on day 1, you kill the ladybugs along with the aphids. And guess who reproduces faster? The aphids do. Kenji puts his sprayer down. So, doing nothing is actually doing something? Yes. By observing first, you are building an army of free defenders for your garden. But what happens when the bugs get out of hand? Let's walk over to Grandma Akiko's side of the garden. She has a $0 secret in her kitchen. Let me tell you something important. When you step back and observe, you will see your garden already has a built-in elite security force. Look right here. This tiny red ladybug isn't just cute. It is a ruthless predator, patrolling your vegetable beds day and night for pests. Believe it or not, a single ladybug can devour up to 5,000 aphids during its lifetime. That is a true natural superhero at work. Kenji nods, quickly jotting this down in his own notebook. He suddenly realizes he was about to poison his best, hardest-working farm helpers. And the ladybug isn't alone. Look over by the bamboo trellis. You see that spider web catching the morning dew? That is another ally. Many folks are scared of spiders and spray them immediately, but a single garden spider traps and eats over 2,000 flying insects yearly. Then there is the parasitic wasp. It sounds scary, but it's a tiny, harmless wasp that specifically targets destructive caterpillars eating your precious cabbages. I have been gardening for 60 years, and let me tell you, this natural SWAT team works for free 24/7 without toxic residue. But here is the absolute tragedy of using chemical sprays. When you nuke the garden, these beneficial predators are always the first to die. Pests like aphids reproduce incredibly fast. Without the ladybugs and spiders to keep them in check, the aphid population explodes completely out of control. You end up on a toxic treadmill. You spray, you kill your friends, the pests return stronger, and you have to buy more chemicals. The pesticide companies love this cycle, folks. They don't want you to know that a healthy ecosystem manages itself for exactly $0. Kenji gasps. I almost ruined everything, he says. But Daichi-san, how do we invite more of these good bugs into our little vegetable patch? That is the perfect question. My young friend, to attract the natural SWAT team, we don't just leave them alone. We build them homes. We use a technique from our ancestors. By mixing the right flowers with our vegetables, we create an invisible living shield. Let me show you. Now pay attention to this part. The second step of our Japanese Satoyama method is building an invisible defense wall. We call it companion planting. Look closely at these tall green tomato plants. You will notice they are never planted alone. They are always surrounded by bright orange marigold flowers. Kenji tilts his head. Are the flowers just for decoration, Daichi-san? He asks. Well, believe it or not, those beautiful flowers are actually fierce bodyguards. Underground, the roots of the marigold flower release a special natural chemical. This chemical actively repels dangerous root knot nematodes that want to destroy your tomatoes. It acts exactly like a tough bouncer at a club door, crossing its arms and telling the bad microscopic nematodes that they are not allowed inside. And that's not even the best part. See the strong garlic growing next to the leafy greens? The strong smell confuses flying pests completely. When aphids or spider mites fly near the garlic, the intense sulfur scent overwhelms their senses. They get dizzy, turn around, and fly far away. Kenji smells the garlic leaves and grins. So, we use strong-smelling herbs to hide the sweet vegetables? Exactly. It is a brilliant $0 camouflage system. To put that in perspective, a garden with only one type of plant is like an open, all-you-can-eat buffet for pests. They find it instantly. But when you mix different vegetables, aromatic herbs, and colorful flowers together, the pests get confused. They cannot find their favorite food hidden in the jungle. My grandfather used to say, diversity is the absolute ultimate strength of a garden. Monoculture is a modern mistake that just invites endless pest invasions. Kenji nods, finally understanding the true harmony of the garden. But he still has one worry. What if a few stubborn aphids still make it through? Well, even the best defense walls have a tiny breach sometimes. When that happens, we definitely do not reach for the chemical poison. Instead, we head over to the outdoor kitchen area. There, we can easily whip up a natural remedy that costs absolutely nothing to make. Let me introduce you to Grandma Akiko. She is the queen of this vegetable patch, and she has a powerful $0 arsenal right in her kitchen. Welcome to my outdoor kitchen. Daichi says to observe first, but when the bad bugs get too greedy, we need a little $0 magic. You absolutely do not need expensive, toxic chemicals. A simple spoonful of mild dish soap mixed with clean water is the ultimate, completely safe aphid destroyer. The soapy water washes away their protective waxy coating. The aphids simply slip off the leaves and can no longer breathe or eat our vegetables. Another fantastic secret is right inside your fireplace. Wood ash from your winter fires is pure gold for preventing pests and stopping nasty crawling snails. By sprinkling a thin circle of dry wood ash around the base of your plants, you create a microscopic wall of glass that snails absolutely hate. Kenji writes furiously in his notebook. So we use soap for aphids and wood ash for snails. What about that horrible white powder on leaves? You mean powdery mildew. This fungal disease thrives when the weather is warm and humid, turning your beautiful green leaves into a dusty mess. For that, I open my refrigerator. Mixing 1 part fresh milk with 9 parts water creates a completely natural, highly effective antifungal sunshine spray. When the milk proteins react with bright morning sunlight, they create a natural antiseptic environment that completely burns away the powdery mildew without hurting plants. Daichi smiles warmly. You see, Kenji, the solutions to our biggest garden problems are already sitting quietly in our homes, completely free of charge. And don't forget the garlic. Crushed garlic soaked in water overnight makes a potent pest repellent. The strong sulfur smell keeps the bad guys away. This simple, $0 garlic tea creates an invisible, terrible-smelling force field around your precious tomatoes, while keeping your beneficial insect friends completely safe and happy. When you combine Daichi's careful observation with my simple kitchen remedies, you build an unstoppable, completely natural defense system for your entire vegetable patch. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars on toxic chemical sprays that destroy your soil, you spend exactly $0 while actually protecting your local ecosystem. But remember, these sprays are only for emergencies. The absolute ultimate secret to a pest-free garden lies hidden deep beneath our feet, inside the soil. Here's the thing. A bug invasion is actually just a symptom. The real underlying problem and the ultimate solution always begins right down here. Just imagine a bustling underground city. A single handful of healthy earth contains over 1 billion microscopic workers, tirelessly feeding and protecting your plants. Nature has its own way of teaching us. Pests are basically nature's garbage collectors. They are specifically designed to attack and break down weak, stressed plants. When you feed your soil synthetic chemicals, you destroy that underground city. Your plants become incredibly weak, practically begging those hungry aphids to attack them. But how do we fix it? Grandma Akiko knows the traditional Japanese secret. It is called Bokashi, a fermented compost made right from kitchen scraps. Instead of throwing away valuable food waste, we ferment it with special beneficial microbes. It transforms ordinary garbage into the most powerful $0 fertilizer imaginable. Kenji eagerly mixes the rich, dark bokashi into the garden beds. He is finally understanding that feeding the soil is much better than spraying leaves. Underground, the plant roots eagerly absorb this natural. A perfectly healthy plant actually produces complex compounds that pests hate. It is like the plant is wearing an invisible, impenetrable suit of natural armor. Daichi proudly holds up a massive, flawless red tomato. There is not a single bug bite on it, proving that natural balance beats toxic chemicals. Kenji takes a massive bite of a freshly picked cucumber. The crisp, sweet flavor completely blows his mind. Healthy soil creates truly delicious, nutritious food. Grandma Akiko cheerfully packs a beautiful woven basket full of pristine, organic vegetables. This incredible harvest was achieved using exactly $0 in chemical pesticides. The three gardeners sit together on the wooden porch, enjoying the peaceful morning. They have successfully restored the beautiful natural balance of their little ecosystem. I've been gardening for 60 years, and let me tell you, if you take care of the soil will absolutely take care of you. So put down that toxic sprayer. Step back, take a deep breath, and let the magnificent power of nature do the hard work for you.